number one, guys. So we got to figure out. So step 0, before you even get into this, we got to figure out
the goal.
What is your goal? Okay.
Absolutely.
What is your goal? Is it to make passive income? Is it to get a vacation home that you don't have to pay for anymore? Is it to purchase a property for the goal of, speculating that it's going to appreciate? Or is it somewhere that you want to buy to live in?
Family.
Family. What else, Roger? Am I missing something? Why would someone... Maybe a vacation home, maybe speculative.
Airbnb.
Yeah, I mean, so you got
Airbnb.
income. So that's what I'm saying. Some people want cash flow.
Yep.
Some people are more concerned with cash flow breaking even, and then really concerned with appreciation, especially in an area they think that they see a lot of stuff going on. There could be mass appreciation. And some people in some certain instances are looking at real estate as a tax benefit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it really depends on what you want. Now, for the purposes of this podcast, guys, we're going to talk pretty much about cash flow only, okay?
Yeah.
If your goal is to make money passively, right? Well, it's not really passive because you're still maintaining the property, everything else like that, but damn near passively, right? Through rent and everything else like that, and tenants paying you, then this is the episode for you, because that is all we really care about at this. Me and Fresh at least, and then Roger as well.
Yeah.
So step 1, figure out what your goal is. So let's assume that you want to get into real estate to get passive income, cash flow, right? So that you can basically chill, not have to work, get a bunch of money coming in at the first of every month or middle of every month, no matter what, depending on when people pay you rent, and you're just chilling. And you could basically supplement that as your income and then get to a point where you no longer have to go to work. So for me, guys, I'll give you my personal goal right now. My personal goal is to make $10,000 a month with real estate alone. Okay. That is my goal right now, to build up my portfolio to that level. Hopefully by the end of this year, if not by the early 2022, right? Then from there, I'm going to expand it and try to work to get to 20 grand a month passively will income. And then at that point, I'm going to be chilling. I'm not going to do anything, but that's, and then we'll still be doing the podcast, everything else like that. But I'm trying to basically, all my money that I'm making right now, I'm just throwing it into real estate so that I can basically take my earned income, putting it into an asset, and then getting back, passive income. And then that's when you can do the stupid stuff with your money, buying Rolexes, everything else. I just mess with you, man.
Yeah.
But then you can start to really buy the toys. Obviously, Fresh was able to buy it in a way that'll benefit him in the future. But that's my personal goal. What's your goal with it, Fresh?
So my goal is basically, I never wanted to rely on working a job.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wanted to have my expenses paid for. So my real estate covers my expenses.
Mhm.
So basically, my rent, my bills for phone, light, whatever, that's covered by my rental income for cash flow. So right now, I'm happy with my current state of real estate. However, I do want to acquire an apartment complex later on, like Grant Cardone, the Billy is basically to get like a property like that. They'll pay me a huge dividend one time. Because me personally, I don't want like a bunch of properties. I just want like one big one, and I'm cool. But other than that, just cover expenses, cover like maybe a car payment, or even basically I want to cover all my expenses through real estate.
No,
that's pretty much it. So.
Okay. So and then for me, Roger, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, my personal goal is like to have 3 properties comprising of about 300 units, making about between 100K to 150K a month.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I think I'll be in a position where, I won't have to work unless I really want.
Yeah,
to work.
right. Holy crap,
But
that's a lofty goal.
But I'll still want to do deals. But yeah, at that point, it'll basically give me enough money to do everything that honestly, I have a long bucket list, a lot of traveling. I want a yacht. I see a yacht in my future. See scuba diving, skiing in the Alps, things like that. So yeah, I need quite a bit of money coming in to be able to do all the stuff I want to do.
Think about Ben Mala. He's a bunch of units. He just travels. His family has fun.
No, yeah, that's another thing too. As you guys know, I've got not a huge family, but I got some people I want to be able to take, with me on vacation. And even my boys would be like, yo, let's go do New Year's in Cape Verde. You know what I mean? And I got you guys. Let's go.
It's freedom, man.
Yeah.
Like cash flow is freedom.
No, it absolutely is. So, and also guys, and we're going to talk to you guys about how you calculate cash flow, what's the best, what you're looking for as far as like cash on cash return, cap rates, all that. We're going to talk about that. But real quick, with my portfolio, guys. So at the moment, right, I have 3 real estate properties. I have a home, right, that I own, my childhood home. And then I own 2 properties, one in Florida and one here in Miami, and then one in Connecticut, which I closed on last like 2-3 weeks ago. And then I'm under contract for another 2, which me and Roger are working on right now. I can't go into detail, but as soon as we close them, guys, don't worry, I will break down how we found it, the numbers, all that other stuff. I got to hide the address because some of you guys are going to stalk. But we'll talk about it after I close on it. But I'm going to talk to you on this episode. We're going to talk about how to go from A to Z. So step 0, what is your goal? Identify your goal, right? So for the purpose of this show, we're talking about
Cash
making
flow.
passive income, okay? Now, we're going to get into step 1, all right, which is
Round 1. Fight!
guys, you gotta get your credit on point, man.
Yep.
I cannot stress this enough, okay? Shout out to our boys over at IDIQ, right? Guys, get your credit taken care of.
Yep.
Like, there's no way around it, man. If you want to buy assets that are going to be able to pay you dividends in the future, especially big purchases, you need good credit, man. Work on it. If your credit sucks now, work towards improving it. You got debt, whatever it is, start focusing on either paying it off or at least making your payments on time, guys. Like, what do you guys take on this?
I'll never forget, right?
Yeah, 100%.
My first time here in America, man. Like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anybody.
Coming to America.
My aunt was here in Maryland, and she gave me one piece of advice. She was like, Walter, that's my name. Walter, listen to me carefully, right? Remember this one thing. In America, they look at credit for almost everything. Your apartment, your home, your car,
Your job. Yeah.
all these things look at your credit score. And that will determine how people see you, because it defines, can you pay back what you've borrowed?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of person are you? So what did I do? First thing I did, I went to Barnes & Nobles. I got a book called Your Credit Score. I forgot the writer, but it's a green book with white in the middle. And I read a book from start to finish. And I had a 0 score when I first came to America. In less than 8 months,
Dirty foreigner.
it was it was already close to 700.
Oh, nice.
And then from there, you guys saw my score on the last episode, 850. I had a perfect score.
Dude, that's
So,
insane. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, guys, credit. Look, for example, our Range Rover, right? Our apartments, like, almost things you see is credit. I mean, obviously, we pay it back in full each month, but it's because guess what? The credit score, it could be your life. Literally, you don't have to have all the money, but you should have the score at least. So, very important.
Yeah, guys.
Roger?
Yeah, go ahead, Roger.
No, you're 100% correct. Because if you have a credit score, even if you don't have that much money, I mean, you've done it where you didn't have that much money. but
Property.
Because of your credit, you were still able to get a property that ended up being a terrific deal for you.
Actually, yeah. Yo, funny point. So, real talk, man. Working a regular job, right? I'm doing customer service and $15 an hour. But I was able to leverage my credit score and my 2 years at my job to get a property that was cash flowing for me from the very start. So I'm making my salary, doing overtime, and I'm getting cash flow from this property, and I don't have a lot of money at all. So
No,
imagine
exactly.
that you can be working a job right now, you get a property that can pay you cash flow. Let's say you're making like what, $50K a year, you can get an extra $2,000 or more added to your income, and you do 2,000 by 12. That's $24,000 extra a year.
Yeah.
With just credit. That's
Yeah.
guys. That's a win to me.
Yeah, that's a nice way to give yourself a raise.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, man. And guys, I mean, credit is imperative, man. I mean, even if you're not making like that crazy money, just pay your bills on time and keep the biggest things are on time payments and then debt ratio. So as long as you can maintain, man, like below 30%, that's going to dramatically increase your credit. And here's the other thing too, guys. Once you get over 50%, that's when the credit card companies start getting a little shaky. Like, okay, there's a chance of default here. And that's when your car starts getting declined. That's when things don't go through. That's when, all the buffoonery begins. So you really want to at least pay your bills on time and maintain 30% or less on your credit limit, man. And then the other trick too is have more lines of credit, so you have more available credit to you guys, right? And use different cards, mix and match, whatever it may be, and then get cards that have perks, man, that give you cash back. Like, I don't know why people use cash or use
Debit cards.
Debit cards. That is one of the man, like, bro,
That was
stupid.
me. That was me.
Man, dude, guys, please and we're gonna do a full episode on credit as well. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah.
Like how we built it up and how we finesse with certain credit cards. But please get some kind of credit card that gives you some kind of benefit. If you are an idiot and you don't know anything else, get at least a cashback card. At least, please get a cashback card at bare minimum. You don't have to go ahead and get a Amex Platinum and Flex and all this extra stuff or a Chase Sapphire. You don't got to do all that. But just get at least a cashback card so you get something for using a card that you're otherwise going to use regardless. It is throwing money out the window to pay in cash or with a debit card, guys. Okay? Just exercise financial responsibility and don't spend more than you make. Okay, it's very simple. Like the reason why people are in debt and don't have money, or they're living paycheck to paycheck or whatever it is because they spend. Well, typically they have an earning problem, but also they spend more than they make, guys. Okay,
Facts, yep.
You need to live below your means significantly. You guys see me here, right? We're in this apartment. Oh, nice, it's a penthouse, all this extra stuff. Guys, I wear the same clothes every day. All right, I'm a bum.
Every
I got
day.
like maybe
Steve Jobs.
3 pairs of jeans,
Same shoes.
these Adidas shorts. You guys see me jumping around in these things all the time. So maybe some Gymshark shorts here and stuff. I got like 90% of my clothes are workout clothes, guys. You know what I'm saying? I have a few nice things, but for the most part, I'm a hardcore minimalist, man.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that in the next part when we're talking about saving money. But guys, get your credit on point. Shout out to